In this video, I'm going to show you how to install a water tank, which is a great way to save water and money. The steps I'll be showing you today are firstly finding the position of your water tank, then connecting it to your downpipes, and then connecting the pump to the water tank. The tools and materials you'll need for the job: some shifters, a measuring tape, some Teflon tape, the appropriate glue depending on whether it's under pressure, a hacksaw, then coming across to the pipe depending on the downpipe size, the appropriate fittings, elbows and 90 degrees, some flexible pipe running from the pump to the water tank, and some smaller pipe for the tap work. And safety is very important. Today I'll be wearing gloves. Before you get started, be sure to check your local and state government legislations, as you may require a licensed plumber for installation. First off is positioning of your tank. Depending on the ground underneath it is very important. Probably the most important step, you need steady and firm ground. Once you've got your base figured out, you then need to work out where your water point is coming from, where your downpipe is going to flow into the top of the tank. Once you're satisfied you've got it on a level and firm base, you can then start to connect it up. Okay, now I'm going to cut down the existing downpipe so I direct it into the water tank. Once you've cut the existing pipe out, you'll then need to measure from the spouting down to the top of the tank to see how much pipe you'll need. Once you've measured it from the gutter down to the tank, you then need to cut your pipe. Always measure twice so you're only cutting once, and use a sturdy ground to cut on so you're not going to hurt yourself. Once you've cut the pipe and you're happy with the connection between the downpipe and the tank, you then can glue your fittings on and put it all together. Before you glue it, you need to prime the surface so it gets a good grip from join to join. Just damp a bit on a bit of a rag, wipe it around the top. You also need to prime the fitting as well, so just run the same rag around the top of the fitting. Get your PVC cement, wipe off any excess. Just run the glue around each fitting, just an even coverage, and simply stick the two fittings together. Be sure that you've got it on the right angle, because you only get about 3 or 4 seconds for this glue to set. A handy tip is to mark both ends so you get it lined up in the correct spot. Once you've connected from the downpipe to the water tank, you need to then connect from the water tank back to the storm water. So as when the water tank is full, all the excess water goes back into the system. And to do that, you need to cut your downpipe a little bit further down to line up with your overflow of your tank, and then install the appropriate fittings depending on the size of your storm water and the size of your fittings coming out of the tank. Once you've connected the overflow to the storm water, it's now time to put the pump in. We're going to start by putting a gate valve or a ball valve in, which just ensures the fact that you can stop the water at any time when the pump's not in use. When putting any of the fittings together with the pump, you should always use, it's recommended using Teflon tape, which is just a sealer to stop any small leaks or water coming back through the system. Simply just wind it on opposite to the way the thread is going, so when you screw it in, it'll tighten and stop any water leaks. Once you've connected the ball valve to the tank, you then need to connect the pipe to the pump. In this case, we're going to use a flexible pipe because we have to go around a corner slightly, so it makes it a lot easier not have to do 3 or 4 different elbows. You then need to make sure you have the inlet and outlet of your pump correct. The easiest way to do that is to go off the instruction manual. It'll clearly state that one has the water going in and one has the water coming out. Simply connect your fittings to the pump. In this case, we're going to have fittings running up to a tap, making sure that all the fittings are done with Teflon. We are then going to attach our pipe. Now we've connected the pump and got it in position. Now we just need to connect the tap head to the pump and we're ready to go. Once your tap's in place, you have now completed the installation of your water tank. Whilst we've covered the basics for installing a water tank today, every tank is slightly different. For any further advice, pop into your local Bunnings warehouse and see one of our friendly team members.